I don't know any golfer on the planet that thinks I hit the golf ball too far. And if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you are ready to increase your driver distance and hit your driver consistently longer off the tee. So stick around, as in today's video I am with Steve Furlonger, long drive and ground reaction force specialist, who is sharing some valuable golf tips, swing techniques and simple golf drills to help you unleash more power in your golf shots. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to hit some bombs.
Mr. Ground Force Reaction,
Hello.
Steve Furlonger.
Hello.
You've got 3 common mistakes that you see in amateur golfers, which is stopping them from hitting their longest drives.
Yes.
What are they?
So I'm going to start from the beginning. So we do a setup,
Okay.
then we're going to a backswing, and then we're going to do a downswing. So these are the most common errors that I see. And we start with setup.
Okay.
I see very narrow stances, which, okay, chip in, narrow with irons, but when we've got this thing, the longest club in the bag, think of where our feet are relative to our middle of our body. If our feet are directly under the middle of our body, these ground reaction forces are just going up through me, right?
Yeah.
But if I can move my feet further away from my center, now these forces are further away from me, which are going to aid my ability to move. So big wide stance, and you can, grab your driver and look at the length of your driver and kind of get your trail foot past the middle of the shaft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wider. That's going to give us that base that we need, but more importantly, it allows us to force the ground further away from our middle of our body.
Okay. You talked about the shaft there as an example. If you went body, like lots of people go shoulders, like are you going wider?
Yeah, I like to see the shoelaces on the outside of my shoulders there, or outside of what would be my
Can they go
middle
too
of my
wide?
shoulders. There is a point of diminishing return. If I do the splits, I'm going to struggle. So I think it's one of those you've got to trial and error.
Yeah.
Through trial and error, find the stance width, which is a bit wider, which gives you the most speed. And we know that that will affect your ground reaction forces, certainly from the amount, but importantly, the time of those forces when you're timing them.
Backswing.
Okay, so not a lot of people know this, but the arms work in 2 planes across the body. And keep it nice and simple.
Okay.
The arms work across and the arms work up. Okay, most people are very good at getting the arms across the body.
Yes.
They're actually really bad at getting the arms off the body. So they struggle to get the arm speed across. So they tend to stay stuck and across. And we see juniors and ladies getting super open with their lower body to deliver the club from behind them as the arm's stuck. Okay. So understanding what you do across needs to get back out again. Okay. But the second plane that the arms move in, vertical.
Yep.
And not enough golfers get the arms working up enough.
Fine.
So we will increase the length of the hand path, not only around and across, but up. And we know fact that the longest golfers, the professional long drivers that hit it obscene distances into neighbouring counties.
I love that you're using Bryson's driver.
I've got my crank here, get maximum out. Nothing against any other manufacturers, right? But this thing goes a bit further for me. It works for me. But you've got to get that high hands.
Fine.
Yeah, and that's not by bending the arms and making the arc smaller or more narrow.
Yeah.
It's keeping that length of arc and width of arc, and we're getting up as far. Now that would give you maximum speed. We've got to be careful. We talked about sustainable, responsible speed.
Yeah.
So let's not overdo things. Again, trial and error, a little bit higher with the arms to help you deliver a consistent speed, and then you can then self-organize and find the center of the face.
Is there something that they can sort of, if they were videoing themselves from here in a golf setup and everything and did a backswing, would you want to see their, like I'm going to put my finger above your head here, where do you want their hands? Like
so
above your head?
I want the hands to go higher in relation to the head.
Fine.
So you'll find everyone is good at getting them sort of by their trail ear there, right? But they're not very good at getting them higher than that.
Fine.
Okay. So allowing the hands and the arms to work more up the body, and then we've got speed down the body and speed across the body.
Yeah.
We've got 2 types of 2 two speed levers that we've got working down and across.
Rather than just the one.
Rather than the one, which doesn't
They're
actually
good
always
at.
get out because they're not very good at getting it back out from across the body.
Downswing, number 3.
The third. So shift pressure to the lead foot as fast as possible. Okay?
Okay.
Now, the fastest on the planet that I've measured are long drivers.
Go on.
The second fastest are tall players. They both move and shift their pressure to their front foot the fastest.
At what time are they doing that?
So they're leveling out their pressure amongst their feet, between their feet at top of backswing.
Okay.
So they load that trail foot.
Yeah.
They then rise up and get light and tend to then recenter their pressure around top of backswing.
Yeah.
And then quickly get it to that lead side into the downswing, early downswing, because we want to be peaking those forces primarily downwards through that lead foot by around shaft vertical with a driver. It can be a bit later with iron. Okay, so that's fine, but around there is what we're looking for with driver. So we've got to get across really quickly and down really quickly. So shift your pressure to your front foot really quickly and then work up through the front foot. Don't shift it forward to the front foot and reverse back. Shift it into the front foot, and then the ground reaction force will aid the body's motion to move up and away from it.
It's one of the most common ones that I see all the time in my lessons. Amateurs that aren't hitting the ball crisp, like lower handicaps, like you say, tour pros, long drivers. This is such a big gap between them, isn't it?
Big gap.
Like
I would say long drivers are doing it in speed, double the speed in meters per second than even what I would say slower pros, let alone recreational gophers. It's almost like they're just cruising along and they've got all
like if you go with like the graphs on force plates and stuff, it's a cliff, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fast ones, bang,
across really, really quickly.
Yeah.
Maximum intent of getting your force forwards into the balls of your lead foot as quick as you can in your downswing. And trust me, and then it almost looks like, and I mean, the great Gary Player, he won the 1978 Masters, the year I was born, actually with a step over drill with his back foot stepping over his front foot.
Go on.
So stepping over like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can go on YouTube, search it, 1978 Masters, Gary Player, up that way, stepping through and then coming back and balancing. So that step forward drill meant that even back then, you know, talking in the 70s, that the best players on the planet then and some of the longest on the planet were showing that. They were doing it without measuring it with these amazing force plate systems that we've got. So we've shown you, obviously, some of the training aids I use. If you use a force pedal, then you can then apply the pressure on the right part of the foot and certainly know when a feel from proprioception standpoint, feel when you're applying the most pressure into your lead foot. If you can, get yourself to a golf pro who's measuring, and then you can measure your ground reaction forces and your timings, but get onto that lead side as quick as you can. You're going to absolutely love the results of it.
There you go. 3 common mistakes from the ground reaction force guru himself. Thank you for your time, Steve.
Thank you, Matt.